Hello and welcome to my channel for news about the Fact Gossip 24. Please follow and subscribe for more information. Alana, your friend, is me. Let's begin. 90-Day Fiancé. Did Brandan return to the US amid issues with Mary? 90-Day Fiancé. The other ways Brandan DiNuccio and Mary Damasio are on the verge of a split. Will Brandan leave pregnant Mary behind and go home? 90-Day Fiancé. The other way star Brandan DiNuccio has come quite close to splitting with Mary Damasio and going back to America. Brandan, 23, and Mary, also 23, are both newcomers to the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. Brandan met Mary on a dating app while recovering from a split. Mary, too, wanted to get over an ex-boyfriend who had cheated on her several times. The couple dated each other long distance for 2 years until Brandan had enough money to afford a ticket to see Mary. At the same time, Brandan also sent Mary over $60,000 so she could build them a home in the Philippines. Mary and Brandan were mocked when the cameras showed them using video calls day and night to keep tabs on each other. As if that wasn't toxic enough, Mary didn't like Brandan talking to any woman apart from her. Mary's toxicity waned over time as Brandan settled in her country. But while they were getting to know each other after meeting in person for the first time, the couple decided to start a family together. But Brandan is making it look like he regrets ever moving countries to be with Mary. His relationship with Mary lacks love. She has been disappointed with Brandan's actions and questioned whether Brandan should return to the US. Mary had received a warning from her grandparents not to get intimate with Brandan before they married. Mary and Brandan could not keep their hands off each other as they met for the first time in person, after 2 years of dating. Mary claimed she had baby fever and decided she wanted to get pregnant willingly. The fact that they had vowed to be celibate out of respect for Lolo and Lola didn't matter to Mary once her grandfather went to Manila for some work. Mary's first pregnancy test came back positive. She was already having bouts of morning sickness. A new baby was on the way for Brandan and Mary just 3 months after Brandan moved there. Brandan said he was initially confident about starting his fatherhood journey and started trying to get pregnant with Mary, but he started second-guessing the decision after it was too late, and Mary was pregnant with his child. Now that it's actually happening, I'm thinking to myself, where did my confidence come from? Brandan told the cameras. He admitted he started to have doubts. Brandan was worried that they wouldn't be able to handle everything on their plate. It had been 2 weeks since they discovered Mary was pregnant when Brandan asked her to marry him. Even though the baby was planned, Brandan had immense anxiety about what kind of father he would be for the kid and how he would take care of it. Brandan began waking up and eating breakfast only to go back to bed. He would attempt to clear his head by playing games on his phone. Meanwhile, pregnant Mary had to do all the chores. She revealed he used to do the dishes, etc. before, but since Mary revealed the baby news, Brandan began changing, but not for the better. Brandan was dreading their financial situation because their being unmarried affected his chances of getting a job in the Philippines. Besides, Brandan also didn't speak the native language. Brandan wasn't prepared at all when he proposed to Mary. He admitted it wasn't the best time for him to propose and awkwardly offered her an engagement ring. There was no speech as he didn't rehearse one. Mary couldn't focus on what was happening because she had the debt of their new store and Brandan's aloofness on her mind. We need to be mature enough mentally, emotionally, and everything, Mary told him before saying yes. Mary said yes to Brandan just because she didn't want him to be upset and hurt. But things took a turn for the worse after the engagement. A few weeks later, Mary fell sick daily due to her pregnancy. Brandan's attitude towards her was also not helping. Brandan was fighting with Mary all the time. He kept playing games, sleeping, and shouting at her. Mary's grandmother feared it would negatively affect the baby. Instead of resolving the argument at hand, Brandan began walking out of the house and heading to sleep in the middle of the town square. Brandan's and Mary's fight became the talk of the town. People began gossiping about Brandan and Mary. The neighbors could hear them fighting. Mary's grandfather was upset with the couple for the disgrace they were bringing him. The couple had a chance to speak with Lolo, and he said he was hurt by the couple having intercourse before marriage. He didn't want Mary and Brandan to continue with the behavior, and Brandan realized he was not being a good person. He was not able to handle his anxiety and stress well. While Brandan told Mary and her Lolo that he would try and change, it was still going to take time. All Mary wanted was for Brandan to go back to his old self and help her out in the house and the shop, but he wasn't doing it. Would it be better if I just go back to America then? Brandan asked Mary. Go back, Mary told him. Mary thought it would be best for everyone if Brandan returned home. It's not like he was showing signs of being a good husband, father, or son-in-law while staying in the Philippines. His attitude would not help them in raising the baby in any way. Mary would end up suffering, and so would their child. Still, Brandan and Mary may have somehow been able to resolve their issues, as he's still in the Philippines. Mary and Brandan have been posting several photos and videos on Instagram. Mary tagged a private post from September 21, 2023, with Seda Capital Central, Bacolod in the Philippines as the location. On October 12, Mary posed for cute selfies with Brandan as they took their pet dogs out for a walk, and it looked like the area was right outside their Candone house shown on 90 Day Fiancé, the other way.